All right, we're going to take a look at Calling Wing and whether or not she's worth purchasing. Also, we're going to discuss if she's going to be usable potentially outside of defense on war. And also, we're going to talk about ISO 8 and also T4s. First things first, I'm sure a lot of people are asking, is Calling Wing skippable? I got to tell you, my interest level in her is relatively low. And what I'm hoping is that they become the Heroes for Hire is going to be similar to that of Red Skull and 4 Hydra Minions. So just to back up and talk about Red Skull and 4 Hydra Minions, when Red Skull and 4 Hydra Minions came out, it was an incredibly effective defensive war team at relatively low gear levels. You could throw in, you could just put a minimal amount of investment into Red Skull and 4 Minions, and it really needed to be countered by a very specific team that included Black Bolt. Now, since then, there's been more counters. We figured out other ways of countering the team. There were some soft counters like Power Armor and Symbiotes, and then Zemo came out, and that was also another counter similar to Black Bolt. So this Heroes for Hire team is highly interesting, and we're going to be talking about it at length when we finally get to use it in its final form when we have Misty Knight. And the reason why this team is very interesting is the passive. And this passive is going to apply to all 4 members of the Heroes to Hire, which is also going to include Luke Cage, Iron Fists, Colleen, and Misty Knight. Now, it currently does not work. So, like, I played against several Colleens in Alliance War last night where this was a non-factor. Basically, it needs to be a team of 4. So the good news about this particular mechanic after we read it is if you're able to successfully kill one member of the team, the second go-around is going to be a little bit easier because it's not going to have this part right here. On spawn, on war defense, if this character has 3 or more Heroes for Hire allies, so it means a total of 4, health is not full and not charged, gain 2 charged. There you go. At the end of the turn, if charged and below 50% health, lose 1 charge, clear all negative effects, heal for 100% of this character's max health, gain offense up for 2 turns, deflect, and death proof. If charged, always revive on death and gain 10% damage and 10% damage reduction and 175% resistance per charge. So right now, I'm not finding that there's any place for Colleen to be used on defense in Alliance War because we don't have Misty Knight. So once we have the 4 members, which is going to be Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Misty Knight, and Calling Wing, that can go on a team, and then you can put a 5th member here. The developers suggested Jessica Jones. That didn't appeal to me that much. I'm going to initially try this team with Doom because why not? I think that would be a horrible team overall. But this highly resembles Red Skull. And so what my hope is that this team is going to be effective without having to take the team to gear tier 14. So my plan for her is to put the least amount of T4s in her as possible, take her to gear tier 12 to at least get 3 red stars on her, take her to like level 71, and hopefully the team just works. Just enough to be annoying. You know what I mean? If not anything else to complement Doom and be super annoying. Okay, so let's talk about T4s and ISO 8. ISO 8 on her is going to be Striker. She has a pretty interesting basic attack, and I think she's going to be the most effective as a Striker. As far as T4s, the only one that I'm personally interested in currently at all, because like I said, I wanted to do a minimal amount of T4s on this team just to get it up and running, is going to be her passive. And I did this yesterday just because of the damage boost to targeting the most injured non-summon enemy goes from 100%. It basically doubles the damage on that. It seems to be very, very good. as you know, anytime you could target the most injured non-summon enemy, which is kind of originally was introduced with Deadpool, but now it's been Kestrel is definitely optimizing this. It's a very powerful mechanic, and it looks like the data is starting to come in. So this is early reports data on MSF GG, and it looks like this is the only T4 that's getting traction among people. T4 confidence is 36% versus the rest of them are pretty much 10%, 6%, 8%. So some people are considering the ultimate. Some people are considering the basic. But for me, I was only going to do the passive until now. And I'm hoping that I could do the passives on these 4 characters and maybe one extra one. Try to keep the T4 investment under 5 or 6 for the team. And like I said, just keep the minimal cost down to be effective. So the next question, is she going to be useful outside of defense on war? And I do believe the combo of Colleen Wing and Misty Knight is going to be a powerful thing. The question is, at what red and gold star levels is it going to be useful? And for me, I don't see them being insanely powerful at low red stars and low yellow star levels like Silver Surfer and Kestrel is currently. We're coming off of the end of Kestrel coming out, and Kestrel and Silver Surfer, frankly, are just amazing characters. You know, the best characters in the game. And I don't see these characters doing that. And the main question I got when I first saw their kits is, am I going to be able to use them in the skill lane of Doom? Is that going to make a difference? But here's the thing. Kestrel's already done that. Kestrel has made the most annoying part of the Doom raid completely doable. I already have a solution to the Doom raid, and that solution is Kestrel. So my suggestion is to focus on Kestrel, where it's just one character rather than 2, and Kestrel paired up with, of course, Red Guardian, Night Nurse, and then I think Nick Fury's a part of that, which I already had a pretty well-developed Nick Fury. And then I see a lot of people using Black Widow, and I happen to have a pretty well-developed Black Widow. That is the team for the skill nodes in the Doom. And I don't see Colleen and Misty Knight being a part of that. So are these characters skippable? They're more skippable than Silver Surfer and Kestrel, I'll tell you that. Does your alliance take defensive war teams seriously? I think in the past, I've kind of been like not that excited about Taskmaster, not that excited about Red Skull when he initially came out with Red Skull Hydra 2.0. But those are important teams if you care about Alliance War defense. The problem with those teams is you really don't get to play them. And Taskmaster and Red Skull kind of took over the defensive war meta when they came out, and they were a real hassle to go up against. And this Heroes for Hire looks like it's going to be a problematic team where all 4 of the members are going to have this. And, you know, I'm personally going to be using Inhumans, probably Silver Surfer, probably Kestrel, and if I have to, Doom to deal with this team. But I'm hoping this team will work similar to Red Skull, where at a minimal investment. And that being said, are they skippable? And I was ready to pronounce them skippable until a large number of people said, what if Heroes to Hire is going to be the requirement for the next legendary character? And I just don't have an answer to that. I guess that there's a couple content creators out there that have been floating the idea that there's a high likelihood that Heroes for Hire is going to, maybe Heroes for Hire, maybe with Kestrel, is going to be the unlock requirement for the next legendary character. It would not surprise me if that happened. And so that is really the only thing that's holding me back from saying that this is largely a skippable character. I don't have a lot of interest in this. I think she's going to be amazing on defense and war. I think it's going to be the most crazy, perhaps borderline broken team on defense on war. But how important is that to you in the overall scope of game? And if we look at how many game modes is that? Well, that's 1 of 6 game modes. Where I take a look at Kestrel, she's useful in every game mode that I've been playing her in, and I think she's just bonkers good, right? This is not Kestrel. So, I mean, she's going to be a blitz character. I'm looking forward to blitzing hard. If you're a blitzer, I suggest blitzing and getting her. I think it's important to get all 4 members unlocked and then getting them up and running to some sort of usable level. I'm going to start with Calling Wing at level 71, gear tier 12, ISO level 3. I'm only going to do the T4 on her basic, and I'm going to take it from there. I'm not having any plans on using Colleen and Misty currently outside of defense on war. The only place I was thinking about potentially using them was on the skill nodes in Doom, but Kestrel's already solved that solution. What do you think? Are you going to skip her? Are you going to go for her? Do you think she's going to be the next legendary requirement? We will see. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming. Bye.